Stop. I want to get off. That's something that you might hear from someone on a merry-go-round that is not feeling very good about it. But the question is, how do you get off the merry-go-round? Hi, my name is Gladys Bell, and I'm a volunteer with the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your day. Every week, you have a standing invitation to join us for a few minutes of conversation to support motherless daughters by sharing information, our stories, and encouragement. If you find this helpful, we'd like to ask you to share it with other motherless daughters, give us a thumbs up, a review, and subscribe to our channel. Merry-go-rounds are attractive. They're bright, with light. They are colorful. They have synchronized moving parts and accompanied by fun music. Typically on a merry-go-round, you buy a ticket, you stand in line, wait your turn to board the ride, find a seat, and wait with anticipation for the ride to start. Once it starts, there is a fixed time that ride runs. You don't have control over when it starts or when it stops, and how fast it goes. And when it does stop, then you're expected to disembark the ride. It rotates in a continuous circle while there are other seats that move up and down simultaneously. As the speed picks up, you see less things as you rotate in the circle. With each rotation, things become a little blur, and you're unable to focus on any particular item. You may feel disoriented, dizzy, or uneasy. Merry-go-rounds have been used as an illustration for life, and they have also been used for a period of time that has become out of control, that has gotten out of control. Today, I'm addressing the latter, the period of time that gets out of control. All of my colleagues know that making these videos is not my favorite thing to do, but I prefer not to be in front of a camera. But it's necessary for me to script out things that I share with you so that I'll remember all that I want to share. But today I may be a little bit off script because this particular subject is something that I struggle with periodically. It happens many times before you realize it. Boarding a merry-go-round of a situation happens with good intentions. To utilize our time, talents, and abilities, distracting us from our grief, and keeping us busy, doing something for a good cause, doing good work, doing good things. But the ride gets crowded with tasks, and it starts to move faster and faster, and it becomes difficult to focus on any one task. So what do you do to stop this merry-go-round, to get off, to make it go slower? First of all, you have to recognize that things are out of control. But you also have to recognize that it is you that has the power to slow the merry-go-round, to stop the merry-go-round, and that you have permission to do so. You have the power to do that, the power of choice. To do any one of those things. Next, you have to make the decision to make a change. There's a well-known life coach named Tony Robbins who is quoted as saying, "Change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change." Once you recognize that you have to make a change, creating a new response to a situation requires us to kind of look at the superhighway of the brain, so to speak. It is uniquely designed and a highly efficient organ that, when given the opportunity, will take the path of least resistance. When an obstacle arises, it's easier to take the well-worn path of routine and habit rather than to clear the brush to make a new pathway to a solution. Because we know how to do things doesn't mean we should always do it and repeat the things that we have always done in the past. There's another quote that says, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. And so sometimes we have to be intentional about doing something different, making a different response to a challenge. This requires some self-examination. And sometimes we get too busy to even see ourselves, to recognize who we are. And maybe sometimes it's the voices of other people who have defined us, who drown out the voice of God, who is letting us know who we are in Him. The best example I have to offer is myself. When I find myself on a merry-go-round, I know that I have to make a hard stop, pull back, and take a look at what I am doing, how I am doing it, why I'm doing it, and how am I going to make a change, an adjustment? I have to ask that question. For me, I know what it takes to make those decisions. And I know I have a community of support in order to put a plan into action. The answer to how to make adjustments may require some uh, doing some things out of your normal routine, out of your comfort zone. It may disappoint some other people, but who are you trying to please? The answer to that question also is very personal, but we have to be intentional, be curious, be courageous, be adventurous, do something different than you normally do. Be the strong woman that you are, and you might even enjoy her. The pathway to change is unique to every individual. I can't give you a quick formula. It requires self-discovery and making intentional steps one at a time toward healing and change. This is the inspired path created by the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Our resources are uniquely designed for that specific purpose. And because they are effective, that's why you see so many of us involved in the work of the ministry, because we want to share the transformative experiences that we have had with other motherless daughters. I can't tell you I have mastered riding the merry-go-round, but I can share what I do know, and that is that you are not alone. Have a blessed week.